digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Hello, I'm here. Hi guys, and welcome to this new show. Welcome to something different that we're going to do on match days. Now, normally I would do these predicted lineups as a pre-record and then put them out to members and then put them out to non-members and so on and so on. But I was finding there wasn't enough time in the day to get things done. So I decided to do a predicted lineup live with you guys on match day. Now, there could be some days that I may put this out on a Friday evening, late Friday evening for match day, or if it's a 4 o'clock kickoff, I will put it out for 1 o'clock on a match day. So something different. This is for you guys. This is something I'm trying to just do something different with the channel. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know if you like it kept as a pre-record, just send out for members and then put out then to your non-members, or do you want me to do it live and go through the predicted lineup, go through and get you guys interacted as well, get you guys involved in it to let me know what you guys think. What would you pick? Are you happy with my lineup? Do you know, could I do different? Could I pick different players? Do you think that, you know, would you pick a different 11 to me? So it's that this is about getting you guys involved. So this is sort of the thought process of my day. My mic is a bit crackly. Cheers, Colin. You're a star, man. Right.
Right. How's that? Is that better? Let me know, Colin, if that is better. I'm waiting for the big thumbs up. I'm waiting for something. Grand cheers, Shamu. Right, guys. So this is sort of cheers, Colin. This is sort of the idea. Just get you guys involved a bit more and get your guys. So do hit the like button. Do hit the subscription button if you can. Do pick up your memberships as well, guys, because they are the cheapest on YouTube. They're only 99 cents or 99p. don't miss out, because there's loads. Fridays we do pre-match thoughts, which is a members only show. We do the Fantasy Football League, which is a members only show, which is another thing you get when you become a member. You can enter the Fantasy League as well. Also, you're going to get a lot of, pre-videos as well. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start dropping members only videos of thoughts of weeks ahead of certain games and history as well. I'm going to start tapping into the Spurs history, which I love. I love Spurs history. I love looking back at years gone by. And I'm going to start looking back, do some member shows for you guys where you get involved. And also on top of that, we invite you guys to come on, because we are going to start a member show where you, the members, get to come on and have your say on all things Tottenham. And also we're going to get you on as well and not interview, sort of do like a talk show sort of thing where we ask you, why did you first become Tottenham Hotspur fan? What made you become a fan of this legendary, greatest club in the world? So, yes, we've got all that coming up, guys. But let's welcome a few members in as well, as we normally do. And we've got big up to Shamu. He says, I hope you have changed his mind on taking Tell to Donny. Colin says, no, Colin, I have not. No, Shamu, I have not. I'd be lucky if Tell gets anywhere, actually, to be fair. I don't think we should have bought him. I think we should have got him on a loan deal. With an obligation to buy at the end of this season. I really do. Big up to you guys. A membership to this channel costs less than $3 Fritos. I know. It's mad, isn't it, Colin? It's absolutely mad. Yes, I am glad to be back home on my little cubby hole again. Yeah, I've got to sort out the green screen. I had it sorted out before I left, but it's just not the same since I came back. I've been fiddling around with it. So if you see a little bit of fray in the corner, it's just because my green screen's not done correctly, but that will be adjusted for you guys. But you don't want to hear me waffling on, do you? No, you don't. You want to see which lineup I have predicted to start tonight's game at Wolves. And this is it. This is the lineup I have gone with. I've gone with Vicario on goal. I've gone with Jed Spence, Romero captain, Mickey van der Ven, and Porro's a back four. I've gone with a midfield tree of Lucas Bergvall, João Palhinha, and Papa Sarr, and then I've gone with a front tree of Xavi Simons, Kudus, and Richarlison. Talking about Kudus as well, and their ex-club, very quickly, if you didn't know, Graham Potter has been sacked as West Ham manager. I did read somewhere that Nuno has become the new West Ham manager. I don't know if that's confirmed yet. I will double checking that very quickly for you, but that is the latest before their game on Monday. And I think Nuno has been, let's see. Yeah, Nuno is set to replace Graham Potter as West Ham manager, which is very surprising. But look, I'm glad that Nuno's getting back into work. I'm glad he's getting another job, so big up to him. Very quickly, the statement for West Ham read on Saturday morning, 2 days before their game at Everton read, West Ham United can confirm that head coach Graham Potter has left the club. Results and performances over the course of the second half of last season, the start of the 25-26 season, have not matched expectations, and the board of directors believe that a change is necessary in order to help improve the team's position in the Premier League as soon as possible. West Ham said the process of appointing a new manager was underway, with Nuno having left Nottingham Forest less than 3 weeks ago. Why am I talking about this? What's it got to do with Spurs? Well, right, just let me take this down a little bit. What I'm talking about is because we were in the same situation with Ange after he won us the Europa League. And like it or not, we could have been in the same position West Ham are in right now, but we didn't. And I do feel we made the right call. I do feel we made the right decision of sacking Ange and getting Thomas Frank in. And as I said, we've probably been in the same position as West Ham. Would we have had a better start to the season? It's lap of the gods, isn't it? Only time would have told on that one. But I feel we made the right decision, and then this is why. I feel that I think the Tottenham board made the right decision. And look, I think Thomas Frank's done brilliantly. Hence the lineup here. Wolves today. Of course, we only lost one game in our first 5 games this season. That was the only game against Bournemouth. But getting back to the lineup, Why look, I think the back five itself speaks for itself, to be fair, guys. Look, I was really critical of Vicario last weekend. Very critical of his defense, of his goalkeeping, of the way that he set himself up with the 2 goals. I think the first one he was caught in no man's land. Look, Column's the keeper in the chat. I mean, he'd be better explaining it than me. I just felt he was caught in no man's land for the first one. And I felt for the second one, he could have done better. I don't know what Colin thinks about that, if he agrees or disagrees with me on that. As being a goalkeeper, he would have a better view on what I'm trying to say, probably. But I do feel Vicario was at fault for both goals. And yes, I think it's right to criticize players. I think it's right to criticize them in a way, but he's still a good goalkeeper. Vicario is still... He still gets us out of trouble more times out than not. He does guarantee us points every season. Yeah, we don't keep clean sheets, but that's not his fault either. That's the defender's fault. But this year we've been more tactically united at the back as a unit, and I think they all know what each other's doing. I think Thomas Frank, the way he plays out from the back as well, is really helping Romero and Mickey van der Ven. They're not so high up the pitch either, so there's not so much running back. Yes, we're slightly high. We're still attacking football, but we're not as high as we were under Ange. And also, we're using fullbacks to what fullbacks have to be. You know, that's how fullbacks are supposed to be played. Because I think Jed Spencer's had a great start to the season. He had a great start to the end. He had a great end to last season. Deserved his England call up completely. And I think Porro as well. I think Porro hasn't been great, but he's had a good start to the season. But I think as a unit, as a back five, I think we've got a very solid back five. Big up to Colin. He says 100% Dermo. Vic needs to be clearer and better decisions. He clearly misjudged the space in the first goal and has to be doing better for the second. I agree with that. I think you see him with the first goal. He came out and then he came back and you thought, oh shit, what do I do? And said, if you're going to come out, just commit yourself. Even if you can see the goal, I wouldn't have committed. I wouldn't have been so critical of him if he just committed it and said, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. You can't blame him for that. Look, the second goal was such a brilliant goal, though. It never should have happened because Lucas Bergvall, if you look back to it as well, did give the ball away. And instead of hitting it off the Brighton defender and letting it go out for a throw-in, he just kicked it to no man's land. And really, Vicario did get a hand to it. He tried to push it around the post instead of pushing it up over the crossbar, which I think he should have done. But look, that game's gone. It's all about tonight, isn't it? It's all about Wolves. It's all about the way we played tonight. So that is my back five. Now, the midfield three of Bergvall, Palunia, and Papa Sarr. Look, I'm going to start with Palunia. Absolute. I'd sign this fella up now. Just get the buyback clause. Do whatever you have to do, Tottenham. Buy him, sign him up in January. Get it done. Because he is the answer that we've been looking for years. He's the answer to our prayers. Palunia has been absolutely brilliant. You look at his performances away to Manchester City. He was immense. The goal he scored the other night against Donny. Sorry, Colin. Overhead kick. Absolutely brilliant. And he has been playing very well. He has been the missing link to the six that we've been looking for. And really, just sign them up. Get it done. Lucas Bergvall, for me, look, we raved about Lucas. Well, I didn't, but Philip Brady did when we first signed him. And Philip Brady said, Domo, this kid's going to be a star. This kid is going to be a star. And he's proven it. He really is proven it. Yes, he's not going to get everything right. He's still young. He is very young as a player, but he will grow, and he's growing. He's growing to be a really good footballer, and his performances this season have been really good. Couple of man of the matches as well. Really drives that second half against where is it? Second half against West Ham. He was absolutely immense. He really was immense. And I think we've got a really cracking footballer on our hands. Papa Sarr, again, people sort of describe him as our Patrick Vieira. And I sort of went, really? He's good, but is he that this cat, Papa Sarr, will become the new Patrick Vieira in time? He really is excelling in this 10 role. And he scored, you know, it started in pre-season. He scored cracking goals. He scored that cracking goal against Arsenal for the halfway line. He's really drove. And I always said it. When he played with Bissouma last season, you never saw the best of Papasar because he was always covering Bissouma's mistakes. Since Bissouma now has been frozen out of the squad, still has a knock, by the way. One hell of a knock, probably a knock on the head. I just think with the players with Palhinha and with Bergvall and Bentancur, he's just excelling. He's just improving as a footballer. And Papasar, for me, that's why I picked him in that 10 role. He's been immense this year. So that is my midfield treat. Now the front treat. This is where I get a little bit angry because you got Xavi Simons on the left, you got Kudus on the right. But why on God's green earth, that is all that is holy, and Mary, Joseph, and the wee bloody donkey that took Mary to Bethlehem, do we have Richarlison up front? Please, Tottenham, you should have done something in the summer. And that's the one failing of the summer, that we didn't buy a striker. That for me is the one failing, that because we didn't buy striker, we're left with Solanke out injured, and we're only left with Richarlison and Dean Scarlett. And no disrespect to Dean Scarlett, he ain't going to cut it. And no disrespect to Richarlison. As much as I love Richarlison's shithousery, as much as I love Richarlison as a human being, giving half his wages to an orphanage in Brazil, he seems a very caring, lovely human being. He's not the striker we need to take us forward. I think it's a bit harsh, Tequila. I get what you're saying. But I look, Richarlison, for me, I've saw the thing. I love his shithousery. I love that, you know, he's a decent human being with a heart of gold, but he's not a striker. He's not what we're looking for up front. And that sort of came to me very sharply when we were away to Brighton last week. That if you look at the second goal we conceded, he went into the defender looking for a foul. He keeps falling over, trying to get fouls, and he's never going to get there. He's never going to get them because they're of his own making. But what can we do? We haven't got another striker to put in there. Colo is injured out with a dead leg. So we have to wait to see Colo comes back. Will he slot into that number 10-9 role? But we do need to get a striker. We can't keep depending on Solanke. Solanke, as good as Solanke is, he's better than Richarlison. But he's not going to get you 20, 25 goals a season. If you also look at Richarlison, he's all of his time at Everton, he played on the wing. He never really played up front. Now, he may do with Brazil, but for Everton, he played on the left. Now, we're stuck with the rock and the hard place, aren't we? We really are. Look, I get what Tequila's saying, and he makes a very good point. You know, if someone was shit at their job, they would be sacked. No difference here. But the problem is, Tequila, he may not be a very good striker. We've got nobody to replace him with. So do you go to the point where you're going to start playing Dean Scarlett up front? Just so you don't have to play with Richarlison. There's nothing we can do. We're sort of stuck with it now into January, and I don't think we're going to get a striker in January. So I think we'll be looking at next summer. We've got Colo, who's out injured. Does he come in and replace Richarlison? He did when he came on against Villarreal. He didn't fill me with full of confidence, to be fair. He's running around like a headless chicken. So look, the most of the Tequila keeps saying it, and he's right. The best part of our team is our defense. I think our midfield is good. I think we've got really two good attacking wingers. It's just a man up front to put it up there. And he's right. It's a Scarlett's not Prem level. Anyone who thought he was, I have a bridge to sell it. Look, I think Dean Scarlett's missed his time. I do. I think Dean Scarlett, will leave the club. I think you said it, Tequila, that this is make or break for him this year. I think it is. But I think this is where Tottenham have let Thomas Frank down by not getting a striker. Yes, we need a fullback because we can't expect Jed Spence to do everything on the left or the right. Yes, I would agree with that. but you need a striker. This is why I was saying we should have gone for Højlund. Højlund, for me, is better than Solanke and Richarlison. Now, Colin may disagree with me because he did play up watching Manchester United and he did watch him there. But I just feel we need a striker in the summer. We really do. We could have got Vlahovic for 20 million, but he didn't want to leave Italy. But look, that's my starting 11 for Wolves tonight. It's my predicted lineup. It's the channel's predicted lineup. I don't know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you make any changes? I just feel this is the team. And look, well, Wolves have lost 5 out of 5, so we should turn up tonight and do the job tonight. Doesn't matter who's playing up front. We need to be on the front foot. We need to attack Wolves. They're a wounded animal. That's the one thing that worries me about tonight's game. They're a wounded animal. They've lost 5 out of 5. Some team somewhere along the line is going to slip up against Wolves. And we don't have a very good record against Wolves. We really don't. If you look at our last 5 games against Wolves here, we haven't won one. We really have a shocking record against them. I mean, we've got 1 draw out of our last 5 against Wolves. And tonight, you know, it's our best chance to actually get a win with them. And it's shocking, really, that Wolves have become our bogey team. But look, Wolves are lost 5, bottom of the league, 5 out of 5. We're 3rd in the league. I think we can go. I think a few teams are playing around us before we kick off tonight. But look, it's a game that we should win. It's a game we should go out and get all 3 points and get ready for Bodo. The one thing I do complain about, and I do think it's shocking, is the Premier Leagues and the TV scheduling for this game. Because tonight we've got to play Wolves at 8. Tuesday all the way to Bodo Glint, and then Saturday we're 12:30 against Leeds. Don't get me started. I will talk more scheduling tonight on the watch along. But guys, that is it. That is the predicted lineup for Tottenham versus Wolves tonight at 8 o'clock. We are live on here at 7:30 with Before the Whistle and watch along all rolled into one. It's a case of I'm on We Are Tottenham TV and 6:30. So come and join me over there. If you do, put in THFC Raid so I know it's you guys coming in to watch me. Please, I could do with all the support going over there. I'm quite daunting going on to We Are Tottenham TV. Yeah, and I do get a little bit nervous. But guys, do come join me then. I will be back here at 7:30 with a watch along for the number 1 watch along on YouTube. Yes, we are there. Look, we're only 10 away from 2,200. I would love to get there before the game tonight. So do like, do subscribe, do notch your notification bell as well. Do join me, Tequila, and James as we bring in the best Spurs content around. Pick up your memberships, 99p, 99 cents. Cheaper, as Colin said, as 3 Febos as well. But guys, thank you for watching. And come on, you Spurs. In Big Thomas Frank we trust. My score prediction as well before I go is 4-0 Spurs. Come on.
From lane to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey